when it comes to my channel, my YouTube channel, man, I never want to paint a picture like the grind is easy, like the journey is a piece of cake. Man, if I tried to paint that picture, then I'd be a liar. You know what I mean? Like I'd not be telling the truth. Man, the grind is serious. But one thing I gotta say is that when it has come to my grind, man, my woman of God has been the one who has kept that thing glued together. Man, it was plenty of times where I was just like, listen, I'm finna go do something else. It's about that time, and she'd be like, no, it ain't. You know what I mean? Like you're not finna let your frustration get the best of you, and now you round here and threw the towel in because you frustrated. Man, when I tell you the woman of God has held that thing together. See, it was moments where you know, man, we didn't have time, plenty of times where I was like, whoo, bruh, this ain't looking good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already thinking about man, ain't nobody trying to hear me rap, and I'm in the mission. I'm in the homeless shelter. Ain't nobody trying to hear me minister if my wife ain't got no gas in her car. You know what I mean? It was plenty of times where I was like, man, listen, and I'm talking about she like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like so I'm grabbing the backpack and man, I'm in the streets with the shirts, the CDs, the product, whatever it is, trying to make it happen. And I did make it happen. You know what I mean? My family ain't never went without. She ain't never ran out of gas. She ain't, well, I like say never been cut out. We ain't never didn't have a place to stay, like our own place. You know what I mean? Like that's my story because I went stupid hard. Man, I got all girls. Man, never could I let them see me drop the ball. So if I had to stand out there all day, all night, to make $50, man, that's what I'm gonna do. But I knew that it came from my wife motivation. You know what I'm saying? She believed. And because she believed, man, I couldn't do nothing but believe. Man, listen, what I look like not believing and she believing. Because she believing, I gotta put my hand to the plow. I gotta move. Man, now I do understand. I finally understood what Paul was talking about when Paul was just like, man, you know, I prefer y'all to be single. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I can receive that now because it takes off, it takes that weight off of you. When you got a wife, when you got kids, when you got a family and you're trying to do ministry, you're trying to, trying to keep this thing afloat, man, listen, it can be a serious something else trying to take these people and make sure these people are good. You know what I mean? I understand why Paul said that. You know what I mean? Like because you do gotta worry about the cares of your wife and your family. Like you gotta be concerned about what they got going on. If you don't be concerned, then man, listen, you like worse than an unbeliever, especially if you ain't concerned about man keeping lights on and keeping a roof over their head. Like, man, come on, man. You can't just be focused on the ministry and not focused on your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so because of that, man, I watched my wife be a soldier. Man, I watched her believe. I watched her tell me if we gotta downsize the house. If I mean, one time she told me before, cause see, my wife homeschool our kids, and she was like, "Listen, before you go out and do that, get a gig or whatever it is, and leave the streets, the ministry alone." She was telling me, "I'd rather go get a gig." Man, that made me go even harder. Man, just to imagine her being at a place that she don't want to be because because the struggle was so real. You know what I mean? But because of that, man, I went stupid hard. You know what I mean? Like I went real hard. You know what I mean? Because she believing. Man, she believing. So what I look like not believing and she believing. She believing. So if she believing, man, I got to believe. I got to put my hand to the plow. I got if I gotta be out there all night with the trunk pop, with the shirts in the trunk, with the CDs in the trunk at the time, man, with the flyers, man, with the microphone, with me, with the bullhorn, with me talking about G. Like, listen, I, I got to go. No, so I'm pushing. I'm pushing because she is motivated. You know what I mean? Like man, now one thing I would say, whoo, I done seen it before when dudes try to duplicate and they wife one on board. Whoo, that's a whole listen, I'm blessed. if God, if God don't do anything else for us, the ministry go, when it comes to that woman of God, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never gave me no problems about the ministry, about the rap, about the preaching, about Jesus. She ain't never gave me them problems. But I done seen some women get their husband problems. You know what I mean? Like, and some of the situations I done seen, it wasn't that they was homeless. She just didn't like the fact they weren't keeping up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't like that. You know, I done seen women be like, because I can't have the latest this, so I can't get the best of that. Like that ministry stuff, it ain't paying. So you need to do something else. And then I look up and see the homie man around here and got a gig because he trying to keep up with the Joneses, not to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing I can guarantee you is if you put your hand to the plow and you really pushing, grinding hard every day, man, God got to come through. He got to come through. He gonna come through. Know what I'm saying? He has no choice but to come through. Now, the way it might come, it might be your least. You might not didn't like the way it was gonna come or the way it came, but it came. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it might be somebody might call your phone and just be like, "Man, I got 100 bomb for you. I got 100 for you," just out the blue. And you might have had an issue with that person, but it came. You know what I mean? So I done seen dudes, man, have to leave the ministry, leave what they were doing, following Christ because the wife is like, now we good on that. You know what I mean? Now I understand it's different if you can't make that thing shake. If you can't make it happen, then yeah, you need to do something else. Real talk. I ain't trying to gas you up like, man, you should be out there and God ain't moving or however that is in your situation. God ain't, hey, if you feel like he ain't doing, hey, listen, you need to go do something else. Sometimes, man, God ain't moving because you ain't really moving for real. You know what I mean? Some dudes that get out there and they really ain't really pushing. They really ain't grinding. They just out there. And man, you still got to be putting your hand to the plow. But my wife ain't never gave me no problems. You know what I'm saying? Even in the times that it was looking like, whoo, Lord, again, what is this? My things get slow. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh, because when them things get slow, man, them bills ain't getting slow. They still coming at the same pace every month, the same date. They ain't saying, oh, we're going to change the date today. Nah, they coming at the same time. So when I tell you, man, I watched the woman of God, man, be sold out, be solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, not sweat me, you know, like not try to lead me astray. You know what I mean? Not tell me, man, I don't see what you're doing. You know, she never told me, man, I don't see what you're doing. Let's do something else. No, she was always a supporter. She would always come and say, so when you drop a new project, like, when you dropping a new project, like, man, the light bill due. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you drop a new project, like, so it was always her coming in the clutch, you know, when there was nobody motivating me, she would come in the clutch and say things that I knew was from God. I knew the things that she was saying because it resonated and it felt good in my spirit. Even when times was not looking like how I wanted them to look, she was obedient to God. When she said whatever she said, now if I break it down deeper, if you can only imagine, you knowing the man of God got something on his mind, but God is telling you to say when you dropping a new project, that take guts. Don't say you got to have courage. You got to be bold as a woman of God to know the man of God got some stuff on his mind, and you come and say when you dropping a new project, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole other level of being obedient because when you think about it, he could turn around and look at you and give you that look where you like, whoo, I should have said that. You know what I mean? Like that could be how he come off. So for her to roll the dice on the Lord, man, I salute her for that. That's why for a long time and still to this day, I go extra hard. You know what I mean? To have what we do have. And I never make it seem like we got the biggest and the best of the best. And man, sometimes it's still it's still a grind. But I go extra hard to make sure that she feels secure because I understand I understand. I understand that security uh, with a woman is very key, And I know my wife is she's a different woman, My wife is different, She's the anomaly. So I never um, gas it up like she's normal. She ain't normal. You know what I mean? Like she can live in a house where we eating day to day. You know, like it's some women they can't live like that. It's like nah, bro. I need to see the refrigerator full, and I need to see the pantry full of food, full of food. If it ain't full of food, then we got a problem. And it's anomaly of women who can live, if I be honest, like your partner. You and your partner can live in a house together, and man, y'all eat day to day. Y'all get up, get in the streets, and make something happen. Y'all ain't tripping about ain't no food in the refrigerator, but it's some women, man. Listen, they need to see it. And so my wife is a little different, and I have been blessed to be able to have that type of situation because I see what the Lord is doing. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I didn't throw the towel. And I'm glad she came and said when the new project coming, because when the new project dropped, man, somebody came and dropped a blessing. Dropped a blessing. You feel me? If I wouldn't have dropped that project, that dude who cashed at me that $1,000, man, it wouldn't have happened. Yeah. She told me, drop a new project. When you drop it. And I dropped, and I was obedient. Boom, and this happened. This dude here dropped Street Preacher, which one was it? Street Preacher 6. Homie came and dropped me with the 700. Boom. Soon as it hit the platform, he was like, boom, 700. You know what I mean? I never forget when I dropped Street Preacher 6. Man, somebody came and hit me with the 1,000. Boom. Man, Lord, if I'm lying right now, strike me down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this real. This real. So when I tell you on the day, man, be obedient. You know what I mean? Salute your woman of God. I salute mine, especially if you got one that's riding with you and pushing. So on the day, man, be grateful for them.